Information about some of the greatest musical compositions ever written. Tune in weekdays 9 to 10 a.m. and Wednesday from 9 to 10:30.
Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, the 27th day of August, 2026. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Micklin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE. We're at 90.9 FM right here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, we broadcast at 103.3 FM, and everywhere else on planet Earth, we stream all the time from KSJE.com, or maybe you can listen through our KSJE radio app, or you can always ask your smart speaker to play KSJE. Welcome, everyone. Welcome also to folks who are watching me right now. The video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. So there are lots of ways that you can join me each and every morning. Coming up this morning, we're having an important conversation with the San Juan County Partnership about a new program that they are starting. It is a San Juan Youth Coalition. They are just getting that underway, and they're looking for members of the community to join them in certain grade levels and age ranges. So we'll talk about all the details about the new Youth Coalition in the next few moments right here on KSJE this morning. Next hour, of course, Mick Hess will take over the studio. He will take us roving with the arts. That's our weekday classical music program coming your way about 1 hour from now at 9:06 on KSJE. A reminder, you can connect with us on other forms of social media. In addition to Facebook and YouTube, you can find us over on Instagram, on Blue Sky, X, and now Nextdoor. So we'll see you over there. And if you're a podcast listener, you can listen to KSJE podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts. We publish new episodes almost every day. Subscribe and discover maybe a new local program in your podcast feed. Also, the KSJE radio app, as I mentioned, available to download right now from the App Store and Google Play. You can listen live, you can check out our podcasts, and much, much more, all part of the KSJE radio app. Outside our studios at San Juan College this morning, right now, 71 degrees. It is a partly sunny morning this morning. We are expecting more sunshine, more hot weather today. 90 for a high in Farmington on this Thursday. Partly cloudy skies overnight with a low of 67. Sunny and 91 on Friday. A little bit of rain showers and cooler temperatures in the forecast for Saturday. Maybe a 50% chance of showers on Saturday, 70% chance of showers on Sunday, and a 50% chance of showers on Monday. The high on Saturday, 85 degrees, only reaching 80 on Sunday, maybe 79 on Monday, with overnight lows in the mid-60s. I'll be back with my guests from the San Juan County Partnership right after this on KSJE. In a medical emergency, stroke, heart attack, trauma, every minute matters. The decisions made in those first moments can change everything. San Juan Regional Medical Center offers advanced, comprehensive, definitive care. Available 24 hours a day for everyone in our community. When minutes matter, San Juan Regional Medical Center is here. Find out more at sanjuanregional.com.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Micklin Morning Program on KSJE.
Welcome back to Studio A this morning, everyone. My guest, as I mentioned, from the San Juan County Partnership to talk with me about the new San Juan Youth Coalition here in San Juan County. Michelle Chavez is joining us here this morning from the San Juan County Partnership with a little bit new position, right? New line of work anyway from the last time you were here.
Yes, Scott, that's true. I had a new project to work on this time around.
The Youth Coalition, very good. Good to have you back.
Yes.
Thank you for coming back. Good to see you. Also joining us here in the studio is an intern who's going to school at New Mexico Highlands University. Mackenzie Cole is here with us this morning. Mackenzie, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to have you here with us as well this morning. So thank you for coming in. Appreciate it very much. And Michelle, let me come back to you and ask you a little bit about this new Youth Coalition. This is something I think the partnership's been talking about, trying to put together and get youth in our communities together year, and so now it's starting to take shape. You're about to kick it off here next month, September, right?
Yes, we are working on the Youth Coalition. Excuse me. And what we're doing is we're launching a Youth Coalition here in San Juan County. And yes, you're right, we're kicking it off in September. And so what it is an after-school club, which is run by youth, 100%, by the youth making the decisions.
Okay.
So, and they get to choose the activities that they're doing.
Right.
They get to choose between playback theater, the art component we have in there, learning projects, and community service.
Got you. And these are limited to certain grade levels and age ranges, right? About 13 to 18, you were telling me?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, but open to any youth in any school district in the county, or any homeschooled student?
Yes, including homeschool. Yes. So, and the participants also get a Visa gift card for $25 for their participation.
Okay.
We just think that their time is valued and their ideas are valued, and we just want to compensate them in that way, as sort of as an incentive.
Okay.
So
Nice. And this is going to be during the school year, or how long do you think you're going to want to have these folks, a commitment from these students, right?
that I don't know, actually.
Okay.
I don't have the specifics on that, but I do know that we are wanting to go into the schools.
Yeah, sure.
Doing them in the schools. The first kickoff will be at our office located on 1515 East 20th Street.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we get an idea of what the youth want to do, and
it's really going to be driven by them, right?
Yes.
Is that your hope and
Yes.
and aspirations, right? That the youth will kind of tell you what they'd like to do, and you'll certainly guide them and give them some ideas.
Yes.
But you want to hear from them, right?
we will be there to provide the space, the partnership in the communities that we have, and also we'll be there to support them in the directions of the activities that they want to do.
Got it. Very good. And we can see some of the highlights on the screen, the QR code on the screen for our video audience who's watching. If you want to get more information or sign up, that is the QR code to point your phone at to get sent to the
Yes.
right place to sign up, right? Or get
Yes,
more information.
that's correct. Yep.
Got it. Or there's an email address or a phone number to call and get more details as well. But
Yes.
we'll talk about some more of those highlights in just a moment. But I want to turn back
Okay.
to Mackenzie a little bit about your work with the San Juan County Partnership as an intern. You are studying, as I mentioned, at New Mexico Highlands University to study social work, right? Your master's in social work. And so you're hoping to maybe work with youth someday. Is that kind of your goals? What are your plans?
Correct. I'm in the clinical track, so I'm looking to work with anyone across any age span,
Right.
and then many different social aspects. But I am very much focused on youth, and I'm coming from doing the Teen Rising Circles group that the partnership did in collaboration with Nikki Unsicker. So we're just moving that forward, and this is a very unique opportunity. One of the special things about San Juan County is how diverse it is, so it'll
Right.
look very different in each school, and very much looking forward to hearing how the youth want prevention to go and just what it will look like, because that's exactly what this is. It's completely youth-led. Rather than being like presented to, they get to decide how they want it to go. So.
Right. Very excellent. And that other program that you were involved with, remind us a bit more about what it did, if folks aren't familiar with what that program was.
So Nikki Unsicker is a local attorney who is also a mental health counselor,
Mm-hmm.
and we worked with two different age groups. The younger group, 13, 14, was at the partnership, and then we worked with older youth, more like 14 to 17 with the juvenile probation, and I really enjoyed that.
Got you.
With kiddos.
Got you. Okay. And that's something maybe you'd like to work with in the future, maybe more of that population?
Absolutely.
That juvenile probation population. Very good. Well, I'm sure you're very helpful around the partnership by providing some insights, and you're a little bit closer to being a youth than maybe Michelle or I. Michelle's even closer than I am, but to give a little bit more perspectives and things along that line. So I'm sure they really appreciate you being there. So thank you for coming in this morning as well. Michelle, I want to turn back to you a little bit about some of the other parts of this youth coalition that you mentioned that will be driven by the youth, and they can kind of choose to take part in some of these different highlights. You were talking about playback theater and things like that. Can you give us some more details on what some of these things would look like or would be?
Yeah, so the playback theater that we are going to be doing is we're partnering with High Desert Playback out of Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm.
And so what it is it's improvised theater for the young people to tell their story in their own words. And it's just kind of honoring what their story is and giving them an opportunity to play those out.
Got it.
And
Okay.
we're going to have art. We're going to have professionals coming in to teach the kids different ways of letting out their emotions and their expressions through art. It just gives them a place to create. We also have learning projects where they really dig in and research into the issues in the community and kind of find out what they find out there and see what they want to do about it.
Got you. Issues like maybe things that we talk about all the time too, like
Yes.
drug abuse or bullying or
peer pressure.
Got it.
Those types of things, how to handle it, what they think about it from their perspective.
right.
I mean, they learn best from one another, and we're just there to give them some support.
Sure.
Yes.
And to hear those perspectives too, as you mentioned, right? Because I think maybe sometimes adults feel that maybe the problem is being resolved, but maybe from a youth perspective, they'd be like, no, I'm in school all the time and it's still happening, kind of a thing,
Yes,
maybe, right?
and that's where that playback theater comes into play, is that giving them opportunities to kind of run through how they would play through different scenarios and how they would handle it. Us as adults, we think it might be simple, oh, just say no, but there's a lot more to it. So having them take those roles on and get experience on maybe some things that they could use to strategize on how to handle those situations.
Gotcha. Very good. Excellent. And so again, you are looking for members to join the Youth Coalition. That's why you're here this morning, right, for this
Yes.
kickoff in
Yes.
September. And so if folks are listening, or maybe there's a parent listening or a relative listening and saying, oh, my kid would do well with that, or my nephew or niece or someone, grandchild, would do well maybe with that, or has a lot of ideas, or seems pretty outspoken, maybe this is something they would want to sign up for.
Yeah, so if there are any school counselors out there, teachers, social workers, if there's something that you want in your school, on your campus, and you think you guys would benefit from it, just reach out to us. You can call 505-360-9624, or you can email at info@sjcpartnership.org. So, and if parents are wondering what it really is, it's just going to be a supervised after-school space where kids build leadership skills, do work in the community, work with artists, and so we know that protecting the kids is important. So we're just
Right.
going to be there connecting kids together.
Very good. And how often do you expect to meet with the kids as part of the Youth Coalition? Is this going to be weekly, monthly? Is it up to the kids to decide? Have you not maybe
Yeah.
determined that yet?
Yes, it is going to be up to the youth to decide.
Okay.
And I mean, I know we had spoke about quarterly, but I mean, really, it's up to how eager the youth are
Gotcha.
to do these meetings and
Sure.
get together.
Okay. And you'd mentioned to me earlier, too, before we came on the air, that maybe you'll move some of these meetings around to the different schools if there's interest at those schools and in those areas, so folks maybe don't have to travel as far to reach out to the Youth Coalition.
Yes, that's one thing that we do understand, is that transportation can be a big barrier, especially because our county is rural in a lot of areas. So we do want to bring the Youth Coalition to the schools, because that's where the kids are already at, and we don't want to add another task for parents to have to do to shuffle kids back and forth. So yes, we do want to be in the schools.
Got it. Very good. And I know you're reaching out to, I'm sure, the schools, or they're talking to you and,
Yes.
and planning some of these things, correct, down the road?
We did do a presentation with CCSD schools, and we're kind of in the recruitment process. We've also reached out to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of San Juan County. So
Right.
we're just out there trying to make connections and recruit more organizations that work with youth or youth themselves, schools, things like that.
Very good. Mackenzie, I want to come back to you a little bit about what we're talking about in your work that you are studying in your program with Mexico Highlands in social work. And so getting some of these perspectives from youth, I think, does that maybe provide some really valuable insights into the work that you're doing maybe, and to understanding kind of what these youth are facing in their lives day in, day out?
Absolutely. Everyone is the expert of their own experience. So we really want to hear what their experiences are and how we can best, bolster, support, and help them thrive. So.
Right. Do you think sometimes that they feel they're not being heard or listened to because all the grown-ups are talking and talking and talking and trying to figure out what to do?
I think they could often experience being talked at or being told what they need to do instead of getting to inform what they want and the challenges that they face. Like you were saying earlier, we're a ways away from our youth, so being a teen today is probably very different from what we experienced.
Very much so. Even from a few years ago, that's very true. Much less from my age range. So I understand what you're saying, and it's really important, I think, to get those perspectives and to get the students that don't feel shy about speaking out and telling us how they feel about different things that are going on, and that's really important, I think, to be able to share, and that's what this youth coalition is hoping to do, right? To get some of these kids to speak out and talk to you and others about what the issues are, and maybe help spur some other maybe discussions at the partnership about programs that need to be started in the county, in the communities.
Yes, that's correct, because we would hope that they would be able to talk about issues such as prevention. That's one of our things that we're focusing on. And we feel like if the youth had somewhere to belong and talk to one another, and that we could teach them about different choices and give them accurate, specific, up-to-date information on the substances that are out there.
Right.
So that's a big angle that we have, because they can talk to each other better than we can.
Very true, very true. And I know that's also part of the work that the partnership is already doing, right, in the schools, with some of the messaging that you take and some of the programs that you offer and things along that line, and some of the data that you collect to actually track some of this of how it's working and what the message is that the kids are getting, and what they're doing at different ages. So that's been on this program numerous times as well.
Yes, that's actually where we got a lot of the information, is from our needs assessment. We did find out that there is a gap in knowledge. Most people, including adults, don't know what polysubstance use is. I mean, we do know that mixing sedatives with alcohol is risky. However, mixing supplements with alcohol is risky too. So we're just trying to get the correct information out there.
Right. Very true. Well, it's a great way to do it with the new San Juan Youth Coalition. Again, you are looking for members who might want to be involved from any part of San Juan County, right, between the ages of 13 and 18. And you're going to start meeting here in September, but you'd like folks to sign up, and you could reach out to them and coordinate that first meeting and kind of see how things go. Again, talking about this playback theater, art and creative projects, community service projects, learning about community leadership, creating projects that interest these youth that are in the coalition, and taking part in it. You get a Visa gift card, so it's kind of worth your time to sign up, it sounds like. To me.
Yeah, it sounds fun to me. I mean, you get to do art and researching different things, a little bit of theater.
Exactly, and being creative.
Yeah.
And learning some leadership skills, which is always a good thing, I think, too, for folks who are maybe, kids who are maybe wanting to take a more leadership role. Maybe they're in student government at school anyway, or wanting to think about doing that, or just getting some of those skills under their belt for college. Who knows? Yes,
exactly. That's what I was going to say. It also look good for extracurricular activities or whatever it may be.
Right.
That you can add to your college application. Experience is always a good thing to add on there.
Exactly. Very good. And so with this kickoff, how do you kind of see the meetings going? What are you expecting? Have you gotten that far in your planning about when everybody gets together? I mean, just to talk a little bit about it, but give, I guess, the floor over to the members to get their ideas?
Actually, I think more along the lines of explaining what each component is.
Mm-hmm.
That way they can get an idea of what interests them. I mean, as a group, they might decide they want to do, an art project first, or they might want to do a community service project first. So it's just kind of giving them an idea of what we are supporting them as far as the Youth Coalition.
Right. Very good. And again, this is with the San Juan County Partnership, and so is there some grant monies that's helping to make this happen, I guess, in the community? Is that where the money's coming from, or what's supporting this idea of a Youth Coalition?
It is coming from a grant. I'm not specifically sure
which
one exactly it is.
Well, the partnership has a lot of grants, so I understand, right? You wouldn't know the specific one, but that makes sense that it's grant funded, and so it's a great idea and a great way to get out in the community and to, again, get these youth together to do some of these really cool things in the community and hear from them as maybe one voice to talk about what they're dealing with day in and day out. So.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
important stuff as well. Mackenzie, for your studies, is this something that then the school, Highlands University, is going to be interested in maybe getting a report from you on your experiences with this, or is it separate fully from your actual classwork for your degree?
So my internship is part of my coursework. I have to get, it's close to 1,000 hours per year.
Okay.
So it will go towards it, not directly. So I don't know that they'll be wanting me to report to them, but I could give some offer some insights if they would like.
Got it. But so there is a connection. It is certainly helping you to reach your degree too.
Absolutely.
Then by working on this project, and so putting your expertise to work with the Youth Coalition that's going to be started here. So that's wonderful. Very good. Well, we're just about out of time this morning, everybody. But again, for folks who want to sign up, the QR code is on the screen again if folks want to point their phones at that. But they can also use the other information that you shared earlier, Michelle, about the phone number, 505-360-9624. You can actually make a phone call or text on that number, right,
Yes.
is what it says. And then the email as well, info@sjcpartnership.org. And that will get you to someone as well who can give you more information or get your youth signed up between the ages of 13 and 18. So, very good. Any other final thoughts before we run out of time?
No, just thank you for allowing us to come out here and share information on the Youth Coalition. We appreciate it.
You bet. You bet. I appreciate you both coming in. So, very good. Mackenzie Cole, thank you for coming in. Good luck in your studies. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you
wel-
for having us.
You're welcome. And Michelle Chavez, good luck to you in this new area for you at the partnership, and I appreciate you coming back as well. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Scott. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you both. My guests from the San Juan County Partnership here with me on KSJE.
The hottest tech in movies is like essentially